Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is your Elliott Wave update for Compound. I'm currently live in this trade and I'll go over the trade setup I took and an update on that as well. Just going out on the daily, this is my primary count. We started in the middle of a correction at an A, 3-wave up for our B wave and 5 waves down for our C. Triangle in the 4th, quick 5th wave, at which point we ran an impulse to the upside and we're finding support right now in previous resistance. So purposes of this trade, currently targeting the 3rd wave up around $290. Now down on the 4 hour, we had our impulse to the upside as a wave 1. Our wave 2 is complete. For purposes of this count, we just passed the 0.618 retracement and recovered from there. This can turn into other corrective structures, but for purposes of the trade setup, we're playing the long as a 3rd wave, and we may have to adjust things when we get up to this area. If we break a new high, this is just a quick alternative. We'll be paying attention here because we might get a flat structure in the bearish scenario here. But we will adjust our trade setups to protect against that and lock up some profit no matter what. But currently the setup at the moment from my last video update was this was a leading diagonal, wave 1, and we currently have a running flat for an ABC, which I believe is in at the moment. We had 3 waves to the downside, 3 waves to the upside. Our invalidation level was at 68.80 for our B wave. We rejected from there as expected, and we're finding support above previous resistance. We don't want to drop below this level to keep this count intact. And our targets were 58.99 and 53.82, right in that box you can see I have labeled. And we're currently looking impulsive from that area. So it looks good at the moment. I'll go to my trade setup here, which is on MEC-C. So go down to the 15-minute. Sorry, that's not it. There we go. Sorry guys, took me a minute to find it. This is my current trade setup on Compound. So this is our ABC, should be complete if this count is going to stay intact. There was our box. My entry was right there at 21.63. Oh, sorry, that's my risk reward. I'm just looking at my trade setup here. My entry was an average of 62.08. Sorry, 57.28. Okay, that makes sense. So I was buying just in the middle of this here, this last drop. 57.28. Stop is currently at 46.53, just at this previous low, because if this is a running flat, we'd expect to protect this low. Otherwise, we'd be in an expanded flat, in which case we'd have to look for a re-entry below that level. But this is the high probability area for a pivot in a running flat between the 618 and the 1-to-1, which we've hit, which is why I bought at this level. Currently targeting 290. That was those extreme levels you see to the upside. Obviously may need to be adjusted, and as we make new highs, we're gonna get rid of our risk. But currently waiting for this to potentially become a 5 wave on the micro. Looks like we're in a 3rd wave currently. And if we do get 5 waves here, I will leverage up this position. So I'll take my initial risk I have in this trade, raise the stop to this level, and then use that extra capital to add to this entry. And if we do eventually reach target, it just makes our profitability that much higher on this trade setup. So zooming out, let's see our extensions. Looks like we have quite an extension here. Let's check regular scale. Yeah, we're past the 1.618. We could get as high as the 2.618 here, if not higher, for this third wave. Any divergence, slight divergence, could be our third of our third and our fifth. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we could be topping for our third of the third. 2.382. Yeah, we're kind of in no man's land for this, but it does look quite impulsive, which is a very positive sign. Third up here somewhere, fourth, fifth. And I'm going to throw on a retracement tool here, because probabilities shift to the upside as soon as we break through the 0.618 of this previous move to the downside. So we're just gathering our evidence here. Can't really see that. 0.618. Let's make that white. A little bigger to see. So as soon as we hit through 63.31 on log, as soon as we hit through 63.62, probability shift that we're going to the upside. So we'll be keeping an eye on that level. And if we do get this wave panned out, I want to see this pan out first. What I will do is pay attention to the corrective structure we get after this. I want it to be trending sideways. 3 wave moves would be ideal, and in a parallel channel would be ideal. And my trade setup, once we get 5 waves and they look good and we get this pivot, I will raise my original entry to this level and look for a new entry here, again targeting 290. So that's my plan on comp. Want to see this pan out and look to add to our entry. Everything looks good. It reacted the way we expected over the last update, so everything looks good here. I've seen this structure in multiple altcoins before they really take off, so things are looking good for this current count. Again, this isn't trying to read the future. Things can always change, and we'll have to adjust the structure based on the waves we get, but currently looks pretty good. Here's my entry that I was having trouble with here. There it is, 62.09. You can see my stops and my target, about 18-1 currently. Looks like I didn't use my full $100 risk here. Not sure how that happened, but once we get these 5 waves, I'll move my stop up to this area and I'll use that extra capital I have available to add to this position. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to check out my other updates, you can check out on the end screen. I have a daily playlist for all today's updates. All right, guys, thanks for watching.